Alrighty, everyone. So good afternoon. If it's your first time meeting me, my name is Kayla. Welcome to House of Athlete. It's our second flow class, but the first of this week. So welcome. We're getting started onto our knees. So just come into a comfortable seated position onto your mat, bringing your right hand onto your heart, left hand onto your belly, and just taking a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale to roll the shoulders away. So I want to start this class just by sending out a lot of love and gratitude. So sending love out to every person involved in our healthcare system, our doctors, our nurses. I want to send love out to every janitor, everyone who's cleaning our facilities. I want to send love out to our sanitation workers. I want to send love out to every person who has planted a seed, sowed a seed, to contribute to the food that we have here and now. I want to say thank you and send love out to all of our grocery store workers. Send love out to all of the people who are working in a restaurant or fast food place, who's preparing our food. I want to send love to our truck drivers. Send love to our delivery people. So all of these people are working so hard here and now, and it's important for us to just express gratitude for them. So that's how I wanted to start the class. And we'll take a big breath in through the nose. Inhale to reach the arms up. And exhale to interlace your fingers to the webbing, push up to the ceiling, and exhale to round the spine, chin to chest, hollow out the belly. So you're protracting your shoulders here. Keep pushing the heels of the hands forward. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, round and curl, chin to chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, reach. And gently releasing the right hand down to your mat. We're reaching the left arm up and over to get a side body stretch. Breathe into your space. Keep your chest working up to the ceiling, up to the sky, wherever you might be at this time. We want to have our head lifted. And you're bringing your left hand down and around. Right arm reaches up and over, taking it straight into the opposite side. So you're working into your obliques, stretching the intercostal muscles that facilitate your breathing. And sweeping the arms back around. Let's reach both arms up to the ceiling. And exhale, bend into your elbows, goddess arms, offering up your heart. So again, we've started the practice sending out love and energy to the people who are contributing to our survival right now. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bend into the elbows. One more inhale here, reach up. Exhale, bend into your elbows, offering up the heart. Hold your head up high, breathe into your space. Inhale, reach. And exhale, hands down. We're moving into a tabletop position. So coming into tabletop, getting lengthwise on your mat, pressing the heels of the hands down. Let's tuck the toes, arch the back, sit bones up as the heart is forward. And exhale to round and curl into your cat pose, chin to chest. Inhale, tuck the toes, arch the back, heart forward, gaze forward. Exhale, push into the tops of the feet, round spine, chin to chest. Keep moving through your cat-cows at your pace. Keep your fingers spread wide. We're undulating the spine, creating space in the thoracic and lumbar regions. You're contracting and lengthening the muscles of the neck. So yogis, you can stick with cat-cow or start to turn it into dancing lion. So dancing lion, just making circles with your hips. Move in whatever pattern feels good for you. Pause wherever you feel, sticky or tight. Circle out your neck if that serves you. And moving into our first wrist stretch. So dialing your fingertips back to your knees. You can tuck your toes, shift your hips back to the heels if that feels good. So this opens up the flexors of your forearms. These are really important if you've been doing bicep curls or working out this week. This muscle is often contracted, so we want to definitely open up the space. Rolling over onto the tops of the hands to get into your wrist creases. Bend and straighten the elbows, open and close the hands, make tight fists. So maybe you shift the weight back and forth, left to right. So if you spend a lot of time like texting and typing, again, this is important here to work into the articular facets of your wrist. And let's give the right wrist just a few circles. Left wrist a few circles. And so now we're going to move into what we call floating tabletop. So we'll start just by integrating our tabletop here. So spreading your fingers wide, push away from the floor, pull the belly button in, press the tops of the feet, press the shins down into the mat. So keeping the arms active, keeping your core active, keeping everything engaged here. Let's tuck the toes, push away from the floor, hover your knees an inch above your mat. It's your floating table. So pressing even the pinky toe side edge of your feet down. And we're moving into turbo dog, hips back, keep high on the balls of your feet. Spreading your fingers wide, belly over the thighs, push away. And exhale to straighten your legs, down dog, just bend into each knee, feel the music. And let's walk our hands back to the feet. Just hang heavy, grab opposite elbows, you can sway from side to side. Let the head and the hands hang heavy and roll it up one vertebra at a time, rising up to stand. Shoulders roll back, head comes up last to Tadasana, mountain pose. So starting to ground down through your feet, pull the belly button in, integrating your core. Let's reach the arms up. And right hand is gonna grab left wrist. We're lengthening up and out. Keep pressing down into your feet. Push all 10 toes down, reaching over to the left as the hips shift to, reaching over to the right as the hips shift to the left. Try not to round in the back, but lengthen up and out. Pull it through center. Take it to the opposite side. Reach up, lean over to the right. Come back through the center. And exhale, swan dive to fold forward, let it go. Big breath in through your nose. Exhale, release it. So you can heel toe your feet together. And we're bringing the fingertips down into the mat. Bend into your knees, sit low, hips a little lower than your knees. Sitting low here, pull the belly button in, start to integrate your core and reach your arms up to the ceiling. So pressing into your feet, really grounding down here. Notice how it neutralizes the tailbone. And we're gonna reach the right arm back, keep the left arm reaching forward. Right arm sweeps forward and left arm reaches back. So just opening up the shoulders a little bit more here. Reach it up. And we're moving into half chair, belly over the thighs, reach. Pull the belly button in, biceps in line with your ears. Start to reach your arms behind you. Reach your hands a little higher than your shoulders. Clasp your hands together, interlace the fingers, and gently release it, let it go. Keep the micro bend in your knees. You can bend in each knee. We're working into opening up the hamstrings a little bit more here. Breathe into your space. Just happy to be alive. You can shake your head yes. Yes to all the positivity. Yes to seeing the light. And no to any negativity. No to anything holding you back. And inhale. Release it. Look up, lengthen. And exhale, start to walk it back out into your high plank. And we're placing the knees down. So walk your hands a little further towards the top of the mat. Press the tops of your feet down. Shift your hips forward. And exhale, send it back into your child's pose. Inhale, shift forward, hips down, heart high. Draw your shoulder heads back. So notice if you're rounding, shoulders back, heart high. Exhale, child's pose. Shifting forward. Exhale. Exhale, hips back, heart high. One more of those, shifting forward into your cobra-like position. And just holding your child's pose. As you reach your fingertips forward, you create the stretch along the side body. We created a little bit of opening in the hips, stretching the glutes, working into the erector spinae, the muscles that run up and down the spine. Take a full breath in through your nose. And exhale to release. And coming up back into your tabletop. So we've been here before, knees separated, hip distance. Tuck your toes under, push your heels of the hands in. Notice how that activates the arms. Pull the belly button in, float your table. Pressing all 10 toes down into the mat, hips back for your downward facing dog. So in your down dog, it doesn't matter if the heels are touching the floor or not. If you have a slight lift of your feet, that's totally okay. We want to press into the lateral borders of the feet, which is why I'll keep cueing to push the pinky toes down. You're lifting the arches of your feet, pressing down. As much as you're pushing into the heels of the hands, you should be pushing into the heels of the feet. So you're getting a stretch along the hamstrings. And now stepping your feet together. Look in between your thumbs, step your right foot in between your hands. We're bringing the left knee down for low crescent lunge. So untuck the toes if you choose, reach your arms up. So you're getting a stretch in the psoas, the hip flexors of your back leg, and reaching the right arm back, left fingertips reach forward for water wheel. And now I'm bringing the right hand down to the thigh or to the calf. Keep pressing into the right foot as you reach the left arm back. So the more that you shift forward, the more you get into your hip flexors. And we're cartwheeling the hands down for our half split. So you can tuck your back toes, starting to straighten into the right leg. I'm high on the ball of my right foot, right toes work back towards the face. And now we're bending into the knees, sweep the arms back into your low crescent pose. Working into your hip mobility. Exhale, hands down, you can take your time. Half split. So this opens up the back of your leg, the hamstring, the back of the knee, the gastrocnemius. Moving back through your low crescent when you're ready. And we'll do that one more time. Exhale, hands down to frame the foot. Flexing the toes back towards the face. And inhale, bend into the knee, reach up. And exhale, hands down, frame the foot. So again, flexing the toes back towards the face. Let's hold half split. So notice that the chest is parallel with the mat. My shoulders are back. I'm working the heart forward so I can get more length out of the back of the leg. And now walking the hands forward, bend into your right knee, back toes tucked to lift the left knee. Left hand down to the floor to the block, right arm up to twist. So I'm not sinking into my left hand, I'm pushing away. Left hand grounding down, pushing through all corners of the right foot to reach the right arm up. Right hand down to frame your right foot. Let's step it back into a plank pose. Shift a little forward so you're high on the balls of your feet and gently lower down. Take it slow, flip the toes away. Forehead down, slide your hands back to frame your chest. So you can bring your feet together to touch or separate them hip distance if you have low back issues. Shoulders back, elbows in, preparing for our cobra pose. You're pushing into the hands, but the work is happening from your strong arms. So lifting here, contracting the 5 lumbar vertebra, creating strength in your arms as stretch across the chest. And exhale, release it. We got 2 more of those. Push into the hands, press into the tops of the feet, lift your chest. And exhale to gently release, forehead down to the mat. And on our final one here, push, come up. Bring your chin to chest. Right ear back and around, just making circles here, relieving any tension in the neck. And gently releasing, forehead down to your mat. And now we're gonna tuck the toes under. Bring the hands in line to frame your chest. Push up into your high plank pose. Push back, down dog. And stepping your feet together. Come high on the balls of your feet. Lift your heels up. Feel the action happening in the calf muscles. And just walk your way to the top of the mat. Take it slow. Strengthening the hip flexors, strengthening your core. Once you reach the top of the mat, find something to push into. Look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, release it. Inhale, push into the shins, blocks to the floor, look up. Halfway lifts. Exhale, release. Bend the knees, sweep the arms, Utkatasana, chair pose. It's our second set here. Pull the belly button in. So in chair pose, we don't want to arch into the back, stick the butt out. And we don't want to round too much where the tailbone is tucked so completely. We have to find our neutral, pulling the belly button in. And push into your feet, rise up to stand, hands together in prayer, back bend any amount that you choose. Exhale, release. Inhale to look up, lengthen. And exhale, let's flow it out. Step, step, or jump back into your chaturanga. Shifting forward, bend into the elbows. You can drop down to cobra or up dog. This is your inhale. Press into the tops of the feet. Hold your head, hold your heart up high. And exhale back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Push back a little, breathe. Look forward, step the left foot up. Right knee down, low crescent. Root down, rise. So remember, your pose starts from the ground up as you press through all corners of the left foot, integrating the muscles of the calves, working into the quadriceps. Pull the belly button in, strengthening the pelvic floor here, working into your core muscles. Left hand back, right arm forward for water wheel. And bringing your left hand down, right arm reaches back to exalt your pose. Cartwheel it down for your half split. So we're moving into that 4 times that transition. Tuck your back toes. High on the ball of your left foot. Flex the left toes back to your face. This counts as your first one. Bend into your knee, reach up. Hands down, half split. Take it at your pace. So sometimes you might need to spend a little bit more time in one pose versus the other. So if your hamstrings are tight, stay here in half split as long as you need to. If your low back is hurting or you have tension in your psoas, the hip flexors, more time in your low crescent lunge, feeling it out. And we will hold half split when you guys are finished. On your 4th and final one, hold your half split. Again, flexioning your toes, working the toes back towards the face. And start to walk your hands forward for your lunge twist. Right knee lifts behind you. Ground down, through the foot, through the palm, reaching up. So the thumb is a little in line with the arch of the left foot. High on the ball of your foot. Notice if you're hiking your hip up to the ceiling. Think about someone pushing the left hip down and get a little higher on that back foot. Left hand down. Step it back to plank. And gently again, lower all the way down to the belly. So this is the final floor work before we start to really flow. Arms out into a T. Sliding your left ear down, slide your right knee to your right elbow. So contracting the hip flexors, lengthening the muscles of the glutes. We won't spend a lot of time here. Right foot meets the left. Taking it straight into the opposite side. If you want to switch sides with your ears, you can. Think about filling the space right in between your shoulder blades. Slide your hands in line to frame your chest. Left foot meets the right. Push up, high plank. Down dog. You can bring your feet together to touch. Bend your knees, look forward. Walk, step, jump, or float, top of your mat. Big breath in through your nose. Look up, lengthen. Exhale, fold, let it go. Bend into your knees, sweep the arms. Utkatasana, chair pose. Press into your feet, ground down through all 10 toes. Inhale, reach up. Hands together in prayer. Back bend any amount. Hips forward, heart high. Exhale, swan dive, let it go. Big breath in through your nose, look up, lengthen. Exhale, step, step, or jump. It's flowing time, yogis. We meet in downward facing dog. Once we meet in down dog, so I'm gonna offer a few modifications here. We're sweeping the right leg back and up to the ceiling. So just bend into the knee, maybe circle your leg out, do what feels good. And you can do this in a tabletop position, just opening up the hip. Just like right knee to your heart in Astasana, shifting forward, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, sweep it back. Exhale, round and curl. Step your right foot through your hands. Dial your back foot down, warrior two, opening up here. So shoulders stacked over your hips, belly button pulled in. Your right knee is working out to the right pinky toe side edge of your foot. We're gonna take 3 pumping warriors. Reach your arms up, straighten the front leg. Exhale back, warrior two. Pumping warriors are perfect for any type of reggae. And on your third and final one, hold it. Again, pressing into your foot. You're creating length, stretching along the inner thighs, strengthening your quadriceps here, and push into the back foot. Left hand down, right arm reaches back and up. Exalt your warrior. Straightening into your right leg, your front leg, and left arm reaches up as if you're holding a big beach ball. So creating a little bit of strength and integration from the core. Start to bend into your right knee, extended side angle. Right forearm down to the thigh, left arm reaches up. So try not to sink into your shoulder. Push into the thigh, push, push, push. So you're creating length here from the top all the way up to from the bottom all the way to the top. And now we're cartwheeling the hands around into a wide-legged fold. Hands under the shoulders, look up, lengthen. Exhale, release it. And just bringing your hands onto your hips, push down to rise up. So from here, we're just gonna move into a little bit of a shoulder stretch. So heels in, toes out. And just reaching the arms up to the ceiling. Goddess squat here. Exhale, hands together in prayer. And bringing your hands down to the inside edges of your thigh and starting to shift forward, sitting your chest forward, right shoulder down, looking over your left shoulder. Sit a little low, get into those inner thighs. Same thing, opposite side. One more time on the right. Last time on the left, left shoulder forward, look over your right shoulder. And exhale, gently release it. Turning your toes forward, let it go. Walk your hands around to frame your left foot. It's at the back of your mat. Step it back into a high plank. Shoulders over your wrist. Vinyasa, flow it out. We meet in downward facing dog, yogis. Left leg, sweep it back and up. Open up your hip here, circle out your knee or ankle. And straightening into your left leg. High on the ball of your right foot. Left knee to your heart. Shift forward. Inhale, sweep it back. One more time. Exhale to round and curl. Look in between your hands. Step it through. Warrior two. Push down. Rise up. Shoulders over your wrist. 3 pumping warriors. Reach up. Inhale. On your third and final one, we hold. Find stillness. Right palm drops down to the thigh, reaching back with the left arm. Maybe you get a little lower into your left knee. Straightening the left leg. Lift your right arm up. Bend into your left knee. Extended side angle, right arm up. Oh, Jesus, I am sweating so much. I still look cute? Or nah? All right, Christina gave me a thumbs up. Don't be lying to me. All right, so notice here, maybe you notice that my chest is a little forward. Pull the belly button in. Think about shifting back. Cartwheel it down, wide-legged fold. Woo! Big breath in through your nose. Look up, lengthen. Exhale, release it. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. One more time, guys. Hands onto your hips. Listen to your strong feet. Rise up. Moving into that goddess stance. Heels in, toes out. Sit low. Flipping your palms up like you're serving plates. So your chest wants to shift forward just like it did in that extended side angle. Keep your shoulders over your hips, belly button in. We're working into the quads, 10 pulses. That's 4. Don't cheat on the pulses. On your final one, you're holding the 10th one. Hold it here. Turn your heels in a little more, maybe sit a little lower, reach a little higher. Yes, you can. Breathe. And inhale, let's reach the arms up. Turn the toes forward. Exhale, swan dive, fold, let it go. Inhale, look up. Exhale, walk it around, frame your right foot. Step it back into your high plank pose. Vinyasa, flow it out. We are in this together. We meet in downward facing dog. Press into your feet. Push back a little. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Walk, step, jump, top of the mat. Big breath in. Look up, lengthen. Exhale, release. Look up, lengthen. Exhale, release it. Bend your knees, sweep the arms, Utkatasana, chair. Inhale, straighten your legs, rise up, hands together. Shift back any amount, back bend. Exhale, swan dive, fold, let it go. Big breath in, halfway lift. And exhale to step the right foot back. High on the ball of your right foot for your high crescent. Press into your left foot, reaching your arms up. So we did high crescent last week in our flow class. So it looks simple, but it's a pretty strengthening pose, pretty strengthening difficult pose. Start to bend into your back knee, getting a little higher on the back foot, really pushing the pinky toe down. Now notice that gives you a slight little shift. So if you start to shift that right knee forward, pull the belly button in, sit a little lower. Left hip back, right hip forward, straightening into the right leg. Now reaching your arms up. A little back bend here to breathe. Exhale, hands down to frame your left foot. Let's shorten the stance for pyramid pose, stepping your back foot in. So left hip back, right hip forward. So working the inner thighs in towards each other. And if your fingertips don't touch the floor, blocks under your hands are perfect here. And now we're going to bend into the left knee, walk the hands around, and start to sit low, bend into your right knee for your skandasana. So right heel down. Now if you notice that your heel doesn't quite touch the floor, I'll turn around. But if you notice that the heel is lifted, you want to place a block under the seat. Now if your knee is screaming at you, even with the block under, whoop, if the knee is hurting with the block under, then you want to come up. So you're still in the same pose, flexing in the left foot, left toes work up, and pulling in here. And breathe. So you can bring your hands together in prayer. Try to keep your chest lifted. This is not an easy pose to do. And start to walk your hands around to the left foot. And we're bringing the right knee down for a low lizard. So heel toe your feet out as much as you'd like. Left hand onto the thigh. And you're reaching back with your left hand, maybe bend into your right knee to grab hold of the foot if you can for your quad stretch. So in your quad stretch, think hips low, heart high. But even if your foot is just getting a few inches off of the mat, you're still stretching into the quadricep. And gently release it. Left foot in between your hands, planting the left palm down, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. So you're bringing your left foot back to stack on top of the right for Vashisthasana, side plank. Push away from your right hand, left arm up. Now if that's too much, then bring the right knee down. Same pose, creating strength here. Push away from your hand, belly button in. Left hand down, flow it out. Let it go. We meet in downward facing dog, yogis. Feet together to touch. Bend your knees, look forward, walk, step, jump, top of the mat. Inhale to look up, lengthen. Exhale, release. Bend your knees, sweep the arms, Utkatasana, chair pose. If you've made it this far, you can continue through. Inhale, stand up, rise up, back bend any amount, hands together in prayer. Exhale, swan dive, fold. Look up, lengthen. This time it's your left foot back, high crescent. So press into your feet. It's not a rush in yoga. You can take your time. Do what you need to do for you. Reach down, push down, rise up. So same actions here. So as we get high on the ball of the back foot, bend a little into your left knee. Right hip back, left hip forward. Slide the left knee a little more forward to neutralize the pelvis and start to maybe straighten the legs, arms reach. Pyramid pose, hands down. Step your left foot in, shorten your stance. It's okay if your left toes are turned out a little. Right hip is pulling back as the left hip is pulling forward. So as we let the head go, you have opened up the hamstring, the gastrocnemius. Breathe into your space. And this time you're bending into your right knee. Walk your hands around, over to the left, skandasana, to the left side. Right toes work up to the ceiling. Getting a stretch from the inner thigh, creating strength in your ankles, tops of the feet. It's okay to have your hands down, or you can bring your hands together in prayer. You can exalt. Stay low as we move into our low lizard. Right knee down, left knee down. Right hand onto the hip, onto the thigh. Reaching back with the right arm. Shift. Quad stretch. Same thing, guys. Gently release without slingshotting. Right foot in between your hands. This time you're grounding through the left hand. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. Right foot stacks on top of left, right arm reaches up. Side plank, Vastisthasana. Push away from your left hand, get your hips a little higher. Right hand down, high plank. Flow it out, let it go. So know that you can always skip your vinyasas. I probably said that a little too late in the class, but such is life. You do not have to move through the vinyasas. You can always just push straight back into down dog. Push back a little, breathe. The strongest version of yourself is right here, guys. It gets hard, it gets difficult, but you can rise to the occasion. Come high on the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, look forward. Walk, step, jump, or float, top of the mat. Big breath in, look up, lengthen. Exhale, release. Bend your knees, sweep the arms, Utkatasana. Fortunate enough, it's our final chair pose. Straighten into your legs, reach up. Back bend of your choice, hands together. Hands together in prayer down to your heart. So moving through our balancing series, we'll start with the left leg. So, hands together in prayer, pressing into your right foot. So we're gonna shift the weight over onto the right foot to move into Vrksasana, tree pose. So left knee in, taking the left knee out to the left, and just planting either left foot onto the shin or above the knee onto the thigh. So many options here, but you don't wanna push into your knee. So your knee is not designed to move left to right. It's a hinge joint, right? So pushing into your grounded foot, belly button in, tighten up the core, that stabilizes you even more. Reaching both arms up. Let's bring the right hand to the heart and grab hold of your left knee. Release the left knee away from the thigh or the calf. Right arm reaches out to the right. I call this Captain Morgan pose because it looks like a pirate. I'm just wobbling a little. Now from here, if you want to take a peace sign grip on your big toe and extend the leg out even more, you have the option to do so. Woo. That's yoga. All right. I did this like twice this morning, so don't laugh at me. Okay, sis is tired. Just a little. All right. Left foot, we're bringing it forward, left knee forward. Whoop. And step it back to open it up to a wide-legged fold, release it. Big breath in. Maybe it'll be better on the other side. Exhale, release it. Sometimes things don't always go as planned as you intended them to, and that's the practice. Yoga is not perfect. Your body allows it to do whatever it is that it needs to do, but you practice non-attachment. That's that practice of aparigraha, where you choose not to hold on to any expectations, but allowing things to be as they are. So I just moved into a wide-legged fold, so walking the hands out in front of you, pressing back as if someone's pulling your hips back. And walking your hands around to frame your right foot and gently placing the right knee to the inside edge of your wrist, extending the left leg behind you for your pigeon pose. So bringing the forearms down, you can rest your forehead down if you choose. Any option that feels good for you. So sometimes life goes unexpectedly. Sometimes we have plans for things and they don't always go accordingly. I mean, even with this coronavirus thing, none of us expected to be confined to our homes, but it's an opportunity for each and every one of us. So we get a choice on how we choose to see. I say that so much, but we really do get an option to choose how we want to move forward. And from here, yogis, coming back up onto your palms, tuck your back toes, lift your left knee and squeeze right knee to your heart and just start to sweep the leg back. One-legged dog. You can bend and straighten the leg if that feels good. And our final flow, not final flow, just kidding. So you can shift forward, move into your three-legged vinyasa, regular vinyasa, again, no yasa. Whatever you choose, we meet in down dog. And bending your knees, look forward, walk, step, jump your feet outside of your hands, sit low, malasana. So just like we did in our skandasana, you can sit down onto a block if you choose. Again, heels in, toes out. Maybe bringing the hands in prayer at your heart. Push into the inside edges of the knees with the elbows. So we spend a lot of time opening up our hips. And now we're pressing into the feet just as we did before. Slowly come up, heel toe your feet in. This time you're shifting the weight over onto your left foot. Pull the belly button in, left knee in for your tree pose. Left knee, right knee out to the right. When you're ready, if you want to reach your arms up, challenge your balance even more. Hands together in prayer. Bringing the right hand onto the right knee, like act as if you're pulling it up. Peace sign grip maybe on your big toe. Extend the leg out. Left arm out to the left, pull the belly button in. We're bringing the right knee, right leg forward, maybe reach your left arm up. Right foot meets the left. Step it back. Swan dive to fold, let it go. Big breath in to look up, lengthen. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. And walking your hands around this time to your left foot. Bringing the left knee down for your pigeon pose. Extending the right leg behind you as much as you'd like. Forearms down.
Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds.
Allow yourself to come back to a normal breathing pattern.
None of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets?
Back onto the palms. Tuck your back toes. Lift your right knee, left knee to your heart. Sweep it back. Shake it out. Do what you need to do. Final vinyasa. This time it's the last one. Shifting forward if you choose. Any way to get back to down dog. And gently just shifting forward into a tabletop. Let's swing the legs out in front of us. And starting with your right leg, bending the right knee into towards the chest, right foot down. Now you're placing your right knee all the way down to the floor, making a 90-degree angle L shape with the leg. And same thing with your left leg. You can shift a little more so you're on your mat. So 90-degree angles with both legs. Start to walk your hands outside of your right thigh. Forearms down for a twist. So this is really good if you have any tension in your middle back. Coming back up onto your palms and walking your hands outside of the legs. So what we're doing here is just moving into a little bit of hip mobility. So with the right leg forward, arms outside of your hips, you're just shifting over to the opposite side. Right knee down. It's okay if the knee doesn't touch. Moving from side to side. And then we'll move over onto the opposite side. So left leg back, left leg forward, right leg back. So 90-degree angles with the legs. Walk it outside of your left hip, left thigh, forearms down. So you saw that on one side, it was a little wobbly, a little shaky, unbalanced. And then on the opposite side of that pose that we did, the balancing pose, it became a little bit more balanced, a little bit more integrated. And that is so, so reflective of life. We can have a plan for something, we can set out to do something, and sometimes it just doesn't go accordingly. And I had a choice. I could get mad about it, get upset, let it visibly show on my face, come up onto the palms, right hand on outside of right hip, slide your right knee a little more forward, and just start to move. Bringing both knees down, feeling a stretch along the outer hip of the leg. So I had a choice. I could get upset about it, I could get frustrated, let it show on my face, let it dictate the way I wanted to move. Or I could let it go because I have another side to do. And it's the same thing with life. You have a choice. So maybe one time you do it, the first time around, it doesn't go accordingly. But maybe the second time you give it a try, it happens just as you want it to. And let's move into our straddle. So straightening the legs out to either side. You can flex your toes, you can point, whatever you want, and starting to walk your hands forward. But try not to round, so really where you're sinking in, but start to shift your chest forward. That integrates the core, integrates the inner lining of the thighs to start to open up your hamstrings. So walking your hands forward, you can bring your forearms down, you can bow your head, breathe. So a few breaths here. Soften the jaw, soften the brows. And walking your hands back towards the groin. Left hand can grab the back of the knee, swing the left leg forward, and making our way onto our backs. So coming onto this back. And just bringing your knees in towards your chest, rock from side to side. Your knees at that. Right knee in, left arm, right over to gaze over your right shoulder, belly twist. Right knee in. Right leg long, left knee in. Knee over to the right. Gaze over the left shoulder. Left knee in. Both knees in your chest. Placing your feet down. Leg up to the ceiling, crossing. Resistance between the ankle and knee to push your right knee forward. Extend the left leg long down the hip. Down by your legs, let your shoulders flex down into the mat. Gently bending into your left knee, right leg up. Right foot meets the left. Same thing, opposite side. Left foot up, left knee, left to right knee. Again, you can slide your right foot forward towards the glutes a little more. Let your left knee travel a little bit more towards the top of your mat. And maybe extend your right leg long, making that figure four shape with the And gently bending into the right knee, left leg up, left knee is the right. And bringing the bottoms of your feet to Uttanasana, our final pose before Shavasana. Again, relaxing your shoulders. Taking a full breath in through your nose. And exhale to release. Gently placing your hands underneath. Make you draw your into your chest one final time. Body, gratitude. Getting your legs long. Taking up some space with the arms and legs. Again, shoulders down. Softening the brow, softening the jaw. So yogis, for so many of us, our lives have been upended. Upended in the way where we cannot physically touch our loved ones. Upended in a way where we may have lost our jobs, lost our internships, not being able to graduate. So many things that have become so topsy-turvy. And just as I mentioned before, we have a choice on how we choose to see. I believe in feeling what you need to feel and knowing that you have the power in yourself to move forward. So if it's sadness that you feel, let it be. If it's anxiety, let it be. If it's hurt, let it be. Life is a moment of transitions, constant. It ebbs and flows, it goes up and down. And it doesn't mean that you have to be strong at every single moment. Again, feel what you need to feel and know that you have the power within yourself to move forward. If you need to rest and your body is telling you to rest, don't feel like you need to be productive. If you want to be productive, then do so. But know that you can move in the rhythm of the way that life is taking you, and that's totally okay. So bringing your right hand onto your heart, left hand onto your belly, taking a big breath in through your nose. And exhale, roll your shoulders away from your ears. Let's bring the hands together in prayer. Bringing your thumbs right in between your brows at your third eye, just making the vow to be kind to yourself and your thoughts. Bringing your thumbs down to your lips, making the vow to be kind to yourself in your speech. And bringing the thumbs down to your heart, making the vow to be kind to yourself in your actions. It's the right thoughts, the right speech, the right actions that lead us to making the right choices for ourselves. It's your life. Live it in the way that feels good for you. Trust in yourself, trust in your intelligence, trust in your power. Namaste. Yogis, I thank you guys so much for sharing your Wednesday afternoon with me. This class will be on our House of Athlete Live for 24 hours, so take advantage. If you haven't already, check out the link so that way you can subscribe to our online portal of classes for this week. We thank you guys again so much. Make sure to follow House of Athlete on Instagram. Follow me at Spread Love if you haven't already. It's SPRD LOVE, and the Instagram for the House of Athlete, the House of Athlete. Thank you guys.